Now, Iran's deadly protests have now entered into their 11th day. Clashes in southwest Iran have resulted in 2 more deaths and injuries to 30 others. The Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian has ordered the security forces not to crack down on any economic protesters, even as the unrest continues to spread across the country. The directive was confirmed after a cabinet meeting where Vice President Mohammad Jafar Ghempanah said that the president had clearly instructed the authorities to avoid using force against peaceful demonstrators. Pezeshkian, however, drew a sharp line between the protests and violence, and officials said that those carrying weapons attacking the police stations or military sites will be treated as rioters and not protesters.
Those who today come into the streets to take part in riots, or lead them, or support them, or assist them, in light of this explicit declaration of position by the criminal Zionist regime, and likewise by the criminal President of the United States, and the issues they raised, that if anyone comes into the streets for riots or to create insecurity or supports them, then no excuse remains for them.
Now, the exiled son of Iran's toppled Shah, Reza Shah Pahlavi, has urged the Iranian armed and security forces to side with the people. He is calling for more protests amidst unrelenting unrest in the country, triggered by the deepening distress or economic hardship.
I am sharing my first call with you today and invite you all to begin chanting at 8 p.m. this Friday and Thursday, whether in the streets or even from your homes. This is a direct message addressed to Iran's armed and security forces, you who wear a military uniform to defend the Iranian nation and who are now facing a historic choice.
Now, this comes as social media videos from the 5th of January are showing clashes between the protesters and security forces in Sari in Mazandaran province. The separate images from Iran Sheher in Sistan and Balochistan province show the protesters setting fire to statues of Iran's first supreme leader, Ruhollah Khomeini, and his successor, Ali Khamenei. A rare and also a highly symbolic act of defiance. The Iranian authorities have not published an official death toll. However, an American-based human rights activist news agency has reported the death toll to be about 38. It claims that 34 of those who have been killed apparently are protesters, while 2 were affiliated with security forces, and about 2,000 people apparently have been detained. The group relies on an internal activist network and has been fairly accurate in its reporting in the past. The protests were triggered by anger over the rising cost of living. The wave began on the 28th of December with a shutdown by the merchants in the Tehran Bazaar, a national economic hub, and it has since spread to other areas. Students, of course, joined in, and according to rights groups, over the past 10 days, at least about 285 locations in 92 cities across 27 provinces have witnessed protest gatherings. Internationally, the crisis is drawing some sharp reactions. The American President Donald Trump has warned that Washington could step in if the Iranian security forces fire on the protesters. Separately, Australia has issued a level 4 travel advisory for Iran, and it has also cautioned the citizens to avoid large public gatherings by citing severe security forces' response to the protesters. It's also suspended its embassy operations in the country. Now, the Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu said that he identifies with the Iranian people and their aspirations for freedom. But Tehran has, of course, pushed back. Iran has warned that any American interference will plunge the entire region into complete chaos.